Wow, you named off something that was not even named firsthand, but it seems like it's really important to you.
Yeah.
Well, really important to you and many.
Thank you for welcoming me.
Yes, sir. Next time, we'll see you next time.
Yep, I'm gonna run to the dollar store. I need an extension cord. So.
Oh, yeah.
Have a super day, Rob.
You'll find them for $1.25.
Yeah.
So, what we have is the garden. Now, can anyone tell me, in the sequence of events, when was the garden planted and where was it planted?
When? You said when?
When and where? Most people can answer that last part of the question right away. But when? In the sequence of creation, when was the garden placed there or somehow got there? And then I'll ask a further question. How did it get there? So be thinking about that as you're answering that second part of the question.
It was
Okay,
planted before man.
Look, y'all, it's okay if you don't remember or you don't know. It's okay, because I have an answer right here in the book. The Lord tells exactly what happened. So here's what happened.
It would just be in the beginning.
Right.
Well, before Adam got put in it, because it says he made Adam and then he put him in the garden.
Oh, okay.
So it had to be prior to.
So here's actually how it happened.
Okay.
First of all, in chapter 2 of Genesis, in verse number 4, it opens with the statement, "These are the generations of the heavens and the earth when they were created." This is back a little ways back there. "In the sixth day the Lord made the earth and the heavens." Okay? In the sixth day that he did a lot of stuff. Now everybody thinks that the earth and the heavens and so forth was day one. In the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. But that does not necessarily mean that it was done on day one. We have to get all the way out there to chapter 2 to find out something else. Chapter 2, verse 4. "These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens." Don't get distracted by what you may have been taught or you remember or maybe you read. Don't worry. We're going to make all of this make sense in just a few moments, okay? Now, it's going to be important to know the next part of this, because "and every plant of the field before it was in the earth." What? "And every herb of the field before it grew." Now what is being alluded to here, do you think? It's okay if you don't, it's okay if you come up against a wall and you're going, wait a minute, now that's really hard to understand. I'm going to go back for a moment and I'm going to repeat. And then we'll be ready to repeat. Okay? This is it. "These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created in the day that the Lord God created the earth and the heavens." All right? That's fairly simple. In the day that he created the earth and the heavens. Remember? In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
Right.
All right? But we don't know exactly when in the sequence he did that. It just introduces us
In the
to
beginning.
God's creative ability and his creation. That is really something that most people don't even get. They think, oh, day one, he created heaven and earth. No, not necessarily. Because he goes on to say in chapter 2, and every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and, this is important, not a man to till the ground. So, what are we talking about when it says every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew? What are we talking about here?
We never talked about this as kids. That he created these things before they were put into the earth. It's kind of like how
Not
yeah, but
before they were in the
in
earth.
the earth, he's always meticulous on line upon line.
Look, if we don't follow along with the passages, we're going to get confused later, because these passages are crucial to understanding. Okay?
Dave,
So,
what I wanted to finish
go ahead.
sharing
Go ahead.
was that women kind of understand this because we're creative and we make a home, and oftentimes on holidays we do all these things where we maybe make some pretty decorations, but they're not set in order in the house yet. We might have them in a back room. And
Garage.
when he and I were
Garage.
first talking about this, because he's so meticulous about line upon line in detail, and do not add or take away from this word, God said. And people just do it all the time. They make up all kinds of stuff about the
A
Bible.
lot of stories out there.
Like the apple instead of the knowledge of good and evil. And we all heard that as children.
Somebody said apple a few weeks ago, and
Was that you?
time out.
It could have been.
Yeah.
Someone, okay. But anyway,
Okay.
okay, so what are we talking about? It says here, before it grew. Then it goes, for the Lord had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was no man to till the ground. What are we talking about, these plants, before they grow? What is a plant before it grows?
Seed.
Listen to you. I got to give
Lord.
this lady a double A. A seed. So he puts the seeds into the ground so that the plants grow, the herbs grow, and then he causes what? He had not caused it to rain upon the earth because there was no man yet. He hadn't created man in his image yet, okay? So, no rain. However, at this time, a mist rose up from the ground, so we can tell that there's humidity there, to water the whole face of the earth. At this time, the earth that we know of is one continuous continent. And there is water all over the place, but it is around this one continuous continent. And we know that because later on, the earth is divided. After Noah, a few hundred years later, or maybe a couple of thousand, the earth is divided. Okay, so in Peleg's day, all right, that's a name that you can kind of go, oh, Peleg, that's when the earth was divided, okay? So, we now have the seeds there, mist going up to water the whole face of the earth, but it hadn't rained yet. And there's no man to till the ground. Not yet. Because now what's going to happen, in spite of what we learned in the first chapter on day 6, the Lord goes on day 6, pardon me, let us make man in our image, at verse 26. and after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, the fowl of the air, the cattle, and over all the earth, and every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female, he created them. All right? This is important because it can confuse you when the second chapter comes along and it's a more definitive, that means descriptive, definitive is defined, more descriptive about what the sequence was. So, no man yet, but all the seeds are out there, and there's a myth.